Hello, I am Ginger LeSnapps. I am the headmistress, owner, producer, choreographer, costumer, mother hen of Sin City Burlesque, based out of Cincinnati, Ohio. We were formed in 2009, in the winter of 2009, so it was in February, I think, was our first gig. We were originally built out of a women's party production company. So we were doing parties for women, doing bachelorette parties, birthday parties, that kind of thing, divorce parties, funnily enough. And we were teaching, pardon me, some burlesque striptease classes for parties that wanted to come in and learn that for an event, just for fun. And people began asking us, well, when are you guys performing? We'd love to come to a show. And we didn't have a troupe based yet. But my business partner, my ex-business partner, and I were both professional ballroom dancers and had joined forces with 3 other girls that were also professional dancers to start Sin City Burlesque. And so that became our biggest branch, I guess, of Pink Productions, which was the production company and still is in existence. We fluctuated between, we had originally had 5 female members and 3 male members, actually, called the Hammerheads. Again, all 3 professional ballroom dancers, trained dancers, funny guys. And we've ranged in who we've had in the troupe. We've had some people move. We've had to let some people go for different reasons. We've had 3 babies now within the troupe. One of our recent girls just had twins like a month ago. So, and one of our original members now, she and her husband have a 1.5-year-old son. So it's kind of hard to perform through a pregnancy. We've had 2, both of them have performed at least one show pregnant, which was exciting and cute, and trying to figure out costuming and that kind of thing to hide the bellies. It was fun. Right now we have 12 girls that dance all the time with us. I also have a few girls that will come in and guest spot. We call them the G-string, that will come in and do a number here or there. We'll be interviewing all of the girls we have on staff right now. We usually do 3 or 4 big shows a year where they're 2 to 3 hours long, in a venue called Bogart's in Cincinnati, which has hosted the Red Hot Chili Peppers and U2. Marilyn Manson just came through a few weeks ago. So it's a really exciting venue to be in, and it usually holds about 400 people seated. Normally they sell 700 or 800 tickets for a concert, but that's a standing room only. We usually bring in chairs, 350 chairs, and usually sell it out, and then standing room up in the balcony as well. What else about Sin City Burlesque? We're really heavily dance-based. We do a lot of comedy and that kind of thing, but because of my dance background, I've been a professional dance teacher since 1999, the tendency is to be focused on the dancing. I want to be entertained from the start of the routine to the end. I don't really love traditional classic burlesque numbers, which is really sad. There's elements of it that I love, but I feel like walking around stage, stopping in a predetermined spot and peeling something off can get kind of old after a while, especially if you're watching a 2-hour show. So we do have very heavily dance-based numbers, everything from jive to cha-cha to Broadway style to kick lines and can-can and Charleston. We do have some just shimmy numbers. To give you an example, our closing number that we're doing for the next show is To Sympathy for the Devil, and it's Latin influenced. It's got rumba, cha-cha, samba in it. It's really got a lot of samba in it, as well as some jazz and kind of almost African influences towards the end. And 12 girls on stage at the same time is really, in unison, is really, really exciting. It's rare, I think, in the burly world to see that large of a number of girls on stage at once in unison. It's difficult. It really is tremendously difficult. We have, I want to say at this point now, large group numbers, I want to say we have maybe 15 or 16 large group numbers that we cycle through, and then a lot of like, quads and trios and duets as well. And we do obviously a ton of solos too, but um, our specialty is really the large group numbers because they are so unusual. Um, so the girls, we usually rehearse 2 hours together on Sundays, and then Wednesday nights we devote to smaller groups and solos and choreography and technique and that kind of thing, costuming. We have some really spectacular girls that you'll get to meet. We have a girl that sings and strips. We have a hooper. Um, we just have some amazing women in the troupe, which is why I love doing this and what keeps me going. I do primarily most of the choreography. Some of the solos they'll choreograph themselves if they're comfortable with it. Some of them will come to me and say, I want you to choreograph all of it and just teach it to me. Some of them will say, I just have this 2/8 counts that I'm stuck on. Usually they come up with their ideas and their costuming and that kind of thing on their own with a little bit of help and info from me. But in general, I tend to be, I come up with the show ideas and the production and that back end. I'm trying to pull myself slowly off stage as much as possible because when you have 12 women backstage and you got to keep a show moving, it really, it behooves you to have somebody backstage that knows the schedule and that knows how to get the group working and have them not panicking backstage and that kind of thing. Especially that particular venue that we do a lot at Bogart's. There is almost 2 flights of stairs and in between the dressing room and the stage. So it's kind of important that you've got some good communication going on. Other than that, you'll get to meet the girls here coming up shortly. So thanks for listening.
Sorry.
It's okay.